Hi, You Can Heal family. Good morning. My name's Sheena, and today we are going to be reading Nehemiah. Where are we? Chapter 6. But before we get started, I just want to talk to you a little bit. So let me tell you kind of like a story, maybe. Is it a story? Anyways, um, I've been reading the Bible in my dining room some days, right? And read it, record it, upload it day after day after day. So when Lisa was here, she was like, what's that sound? Or did she say, or maybe I asked her, can you hear that sound? And the sound was the pipes or something in the bathroom just kept running. And she's like, yeah, I hear it all the time when you're reading the Bible. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And she's like, how long has this been going on? And I'm like, it's just been happening for so long. And the moral of the story is, or the point of me telling you this is, she's been hearing it all along. I wasn't even aware of it. Like I knew it was happening, but it's been been going on so long. How many times am I going to say so long? It's been going on for such an extended period of time that I've just become desensitized to it. It's a problem when your pipes keep running over and over. It kind of sounds like the toilet keeps flushing. That's not normal, but I've normalized it because I got used to it and comfortable with the sound. Like I might close the bathroom door, but not to the point where I'm going to take action and do something about it. And this same kind of thing can happen when you're in a relationship and it's not doing what it should do, right? There's not mutual love and tenderness and care. There's this annoying thing that keeps happening over and over, but we have settled for it, settled into the behaviors or the action that's taken place, and we're not doing anything about it. It just becomes normal. Like this is a normal sound the toilet's supposed to make and run over and over again. Well, no, it's not. So what did I have to do? I had to get on the phone and call someone to come take care of it. I had to do something. And this is the same type of action maybe we need to start doing and looking at our relationships and saying, what's been happening isn't normal, because I know who I am. I know how God created me. Like the toilet, right, wasn't created to do that. There was a malfunction. And it's kind of like, we're not created to be treated badly. And we've got to change some things, right? We've got to act proactive and do something about it. Now, in saying that can be a little difficult if you've been in a situation a really long time. But the first step is recognizing that the way you're being treated is not how I want to be treated. Like, just start there. Decide for yourself and make the decision that, okay, the way I'm being treated by this person goes against God's nature and character, so I don't want that anymore, right? So you're coming out of this denial. You're beginning to see like the toilet shouldn't be doing this. And I want it to stop. Okay, so call someone and come take care of it. It's kind of what you have to do. Just realize that there's an issue, that there's a problem. The trauma can just begin to be so normal, the repeated behaviors against you over and over. So if you're in the space to decide to recognize something's not right, something's off, I deserve to be treated better, and then begin to set a plan in place to take some action. And that's where I can help as a life coach. I've written this book. It's behind me, You Can Heal. Shameless plug there. So you can start by ordering that and read through that. And it takes you through some steps to get to a place where you're going to decide that you're sick of the sound, right? You're sick of the sound of the toilet running, and you're going to do something about it. It's a difficult step. That first step, I'm not minimizing it. It's not easy, especially if things have been going on for years and years. But we can heal. We can come out of this type of thinking and we can begin to plant seeds that are going to go on ground that's good, right? And start to say, oh, I deserve to be treated this way. No one else is going to love me. No one else is going to want me. So let me just keep letting the toilet run. Or you can change that and say, I am worthy. I'm good enough. And I deserve to be treated better. And believe it. And say that over and over and over. And pretty soon it'll take root. And then that's the new seed you're planting on that good ground. No longer the lie that you've been told that no one else, there'll be no one else for me. So I hope that did your heart some good and just gave you a little bit of insight, encouragement, and something to think about. But I finally decided I didn't want my toilet to keep running anymore. So now when I read the Bible downstairs in the dining room, I don't have to subject you guys to that sound, right? Because check this out. Me not doing anything affects other people. You guys were nice enough not to tell me in the comments, but I'm sorry about that. But now it's taken care of. And that's what I want for you. All right, if you need any help, just go to shenamajor.com and book a coaching call. Now, moving on, because we're reading our Bible every day. We're in Nehemiah Chapter 6 today. It's not a very long chapter. We're just going to read 6, and then we'll be back again tomorrow with the word and some encouragement. Oh, and don't forget, you guys, I've been waking up every morning and writing the 5 things I'm thankful for this month, or for the day before. So make sure you do that. And I know it's a simple thing, but sometimes it slips our mind. And thank God that he woke you up too. So remember to do that if you haven't. All right, Nehemiah Chapter 6, opposition through compromise. When Sanballat, Tobiah, Geshem the Arab, and the rest of our enemies found out that I had finished rebuilding the wall and that no gaps remained, though we had not yet hung the doors and the gates, Sanballat and Geshem sent me a message asking me to meet them at one of the villages in the plain of Ono. But I realized they were plotting to harm me, so I replied by sending this message to them. I'm doing a great work. I cannot stop to come and meet with you. Opposition through slander. Now hold on. The rest had found the wall, no gaps, though we had not yet hung the doors. Sent me a message asking me to meet them at one of the villages in the plain of Ono. But I realized they were plotting to harm me, so I replied by sending them a message. I'm doing a great work. I cannot stop to come and meet with you. That's interesting. It says he knew they were plotting to harm him, so he came up, he made up something. I'm doing a great work. I cannot stop to come and meet you. I'm just thinking, like, how many times have you been involved, like, with doing something and it doesn't, what am I trying to say? Have you ever been in the middle of doing something and someone calls you and they need you, or they just want to talk to you on the phone, but you already are engaged in a plan or a project, or you just wanted to rest, but you take the call anyway, or you go meet the person anyway, knowing that's not really what you wanted to do. So this is what I'm thinking about when I read that. It's like, how many times have I compromised myself because someone else wanted my time? We can just say, you know, I'm serving the Lord. You know, you're doing a great work. That great work is us. You know, we're taking care of ourselves. You don't have to always jump when someone calls. You really don't. Yeah, and I've done that a lot. So yeah, that's a little tip there, right? As we hear the word. And if you're new listening to me read the Bible, sometimes as I read, like if I was just reading this without you guys, this is how I would kind of be talking to myself. So I give these little commentaries, or if something comes in my head, if the Lord leads me and seems appropriate. All right, it goes on to say opposition through slander. 4 times they sent the same message, and each time I gave the same reply. The fifth time, Sanballat's servant came with an open letter in his hand, and this is what it said. Geshem tells me that everywhere he goes, he hears that you and the Jews are planning to rebel, and that is why you are building the wall. According to his reports, you plan to be their king. He also reports that you have appointed prophets to prophesy about you in Jerusalem, saying, look, there is a king in Judah. You can be very sure that this report will get back to the king, so I suggest that you come and talk it over with me. You guys, I'm reading this and talking to you, and the thing isn't even plugged in. Oh dear, I hope everybody can hear me. I'm really sorry about that. Look at that. I've been talking to you the whole time, and then oh my gosh, I tell you. All right, my reply was, you know you are lying. There's no truth in any part of your story. Is this where I left off? Oh my gosh, I don't know. You can be very sure that this is the report we will get back to the king, so I suggest that you come and talk it over with me. My reply was, you know you are lying. There is no truth in any part of your story. They were just trying to intimidate us, imagining that they could break our resolve and stop the work. So I prayed for strength to continue the work. Yeah, pray for strength to continue the work you're doing. Just pray for strength. Opposition through treachery. Later I went to Shemaiah, son of Deliah, and grandson of Mehetabel, who was confined to his home. He said, let us meet together inside the temple of God and bolt the doors shut. Your enemies are coming to kill you tonight. But I replied, should someone in my position run away from danger? Should someone in my position enter the temple to save his life? No, I won't do it. I realize that God has not spoken to him, but that he uttered this prophecy against me because Tobiah and Sanballat had hired him. They were hoping to intimidate me and make me sin by following his suggestion. Then they would be able to accuse and discredit me. Remember, oh my God, all the evil things that Tobiah and Sanballat had done, and remember Noadiah the prophet and all the prophets like her who have tried to intimidate me. Completion of the resurrection, verse 15. So on October 2nd, the wall was finally finished just 52 days after we had begun. When our enemies and the surrounding nations heard about it, they were frightened and humiliated. They realized that this work had been done with the help of our God. Yeah, and anything we build, right? If the Lord's in it, people are going to take notice of it. They're going to realize there's no way, you could have pulled that off yourself. So in verse 17, hey, You Can Heal family, I realized that the video had, started acting funny and you weren't able to hear the rest of the scriptures. So I'm going to pick up with verse 17. And I thank God that I had actually called out the verse when the video started acting up. So I know where to pick up. So I apologize for that. But this word is going to go forth and it's going to get read. And I'm not going to be discouraged. I just thank God. Ever since Coach Jessica, a month or so back, text me or email me or let me know in the comments that the video was staticky, and that's what happened this time. So anywho, I'm not sure what I said at the end, but let's just pick up and finish the rest of the scriptures. It says, during those 52 days, many letters went back and forth between Tobiah and the officials of Judah, for many in Judah had sworn allegiance to him because his father-in-law was Shechaniah, son of Erah, and because his son Jehohanan was married to the daughter Meshullam, son of Berechiah. Verse 19, they kept telling me what a wonderful man Tobiah was, and then they told him everything I said. And Tobiah sent many threatening letters to intimidate me. So I want to thank you for your patience. And it came back to me when I just read the last sentence about sending letters to intimidate me. I was talking in the first recording
how sometimes we have people in our lives who intimidate us. They get in our face and they make us feel small. They make us feel like what we say doesn't matter, that our words don't matter, that we're crazy. All these kinds of things can happen when someone tries to make themselves feel better about themselves, right? If that makes sense. So they try to make you feel bad about yourself. And don't let people intimidate you. Know who you are, what you stand for, what your values are, your morals, how you want to live your life. When you're not feeling good in your body and you notice you're tensing up or sweating or becoming emotional and crying, and all these things are happening that are involuntary, that's telling you something's up, something's not right. And your body can't lie to you. So listen to it. Don't let people intimidate you. The term in the trauma world, I guess, is gaslighting you. Don't stand for that. Remember, we talked about don't let the toilet keep running. Let's do something about it, right? Do our very best to do that. Again, I'd love for you to share and process your thoughts with me. So if you're ready, go ahead and book a call at shenamajor.com. I'd love to get to know you better. And that concludes our time together this morning. We'll be back tomorrow with Nehemiah Chapter 7. And just to warn you, starting from about verse 7, there's a bunch of names, right? Almost to the end of the chapter. So just be ready. I'll be ready tomorrow. Always remember, true healing begins with self-love. Why? Because God is love, and He certainly lives on the inside of you. Bye for now.